Hi, this is my video reflection on the video Wrestling with Angels. Okay, Caribbean identity is expressed in two different ways in the video. Is basically the identity constructed by outsiders and the one that we construct for ourselves. The Caribbean story, basically it begins with slavery and hardship, and we are still on a journey defining ourselves. Who are we? Well, I don't think that we know as yet. We are still trying to figure that out. Our identity has been defined for us for so long that we still haven't yet figured out who we are or how to define ourselves. Music videos reflect images and ideas. The ideas that are supposedly of our culture, but they typically tend to be those like ghetto areas, women, beaches, etc. These images, however, mostly have nothing to do with the song. The Caribbean look is considered to be these images, basically. And that's what, I guess that's the Caribbean look that foreigners ask for when they say they want a Caribbean look in a video. But that's not necessarily our opinion of who we are. That's not the Caribbean look to us. The culture and the music may be somewhat diluted a bit, but I guess I don't really like the word diluted. I think that our culture is more of an evolution or recreation rather than dilution. For music videos, however, that culture is a bit watered down for international consumption. We as a people are somewhat in charge of what we look like, but at the end of the day we still mold that vision to make it acceptable to outsiders, because basically something that we think would be pertinent to our culture may not exactly slide with what foreigners would like. I guess you can see that same thing with some British artists. They actually make two videos, one for England and one for international consumption, so we are not alone in that aspect. We as a people are somewhat in charge of what we look like, but yeah, that vision is basically for outside. Yeah. I wouldn't say that we live in a particular legacy that we're creating, because basically our culture is changing every day. It's evolving every minute. So yeah, I don't think we live in any particular legacy. In the video, yeah, the Caribbean artist is viewed as someone who is secure in his or her identity, and I get that. You don't feel like you need to have the Caribbean in every single video, because you know that you are Caribbean and that's who you are, so you don't need to prove it in any way. Caribbean music also is generalized to have a particular sound. Yeah, that was stated in the video, but I don't particularly agree with that, because each song is different. It may not seem different to everyone in the outside world, but it is different to us. And just like accents, each Caribbean island has a different accent, and within the islands you have different accents. People from South Trinidad, they speak differently to people from the East-West Corridor and Central and Tobago and all. Yeah, the cultural evolution wasn't particularly explored, but it should be looked into. Also, we looked at the outside world's impact on us, but the video didn't touch on our impact on them, and I think that's quite significant and it should be looked into. Just looking at music videos, I would think that foreigners see us as just sun, sea, sand, and sex, but that's not everything. They don't all think like that, but from the videos you can get that idea. But us as Caribbean people, yeah, we know it's much more than that. we we're still not defined, but the thing we have in common as a Caribbean people is our resilience. Because for a small group of islands, we've been through a lot. So I guess if someone was to ask me to define being Caribbean, I guess I would say it's being resilient and being able to adapt whenever it's necessary to fit into any particular situation. So yeah, well, that's my reflection. Goodbye.